Blessings and namaste, everyone. I'm spiritualist, psychic astrologer, and medium Sette. Thank you once again for allowing me this opportunity to share with you some of my spiritual higher insights to assist you on your journey during these most unprecedented times. Today I would like to touch upon the subject of being in the world and not of it. Certainly we've heard this many, many times. We could also equate this to suggesting to be in the moment, to be very, very present. In spirit realm, we understand that there really is just one moment, that all is occurring simultaneously. And even in our human experience, we really just have this one moment. Anything from our past is just a recollection that we just bring to form in our mind, and anything that has not yet happened, it's just part of our imagination. It may not necessarily have occurred just yet. So we really just have this one moment. Certainly right now we are experiencing very much chaos in our world, and we have to remember that, as I've said this many, many times, chaos will always precede great change. We individually as well as collectively are on the cusp of a great awakening. And in order for us to awaken properly, sometimes, as I said before, the universe needs to shake us up to wake us up just a little bit. And regardless of all that is happening in the world, when we allow ourselves to just simply peacefully observe all that is happening from the outside world, observe it from a place of detachment. Allow yourself to, what I say, be an active, detached participant in the world right now and moving forward. That may sound like a dichotomy. However, all things spiritual do very much contain dichotomies, contrast. I remember first truly understanding about contrast when I was in art school studying photography. In order for a photograph to be very, very clear, there needs to be contrast. There needs to be that separation between light and dark, sometimes a distinct separation. And again, there's another dichotomy right now. We are very much inspired while we're in this human form to recognize that we are not separate from one another. However, we do need to experience that dichotomy, that contrast, so that we might see things clearly. And in order to see things clearly, we need to step back and observe, as we suggest, all things from a place of love and non-judgment. And by being so, we allow Spirit to share with us its higher knowing, its higher insights, and so it allows us to be in the world and not of it. I'm always suggesting to recognize that we are human beings. We're not necessarily human doings. It's that being within ourselves that we need to change. What are we being in this one moment will certainly define how much or how little we are enjoying this human experience. We are also suggested to remember to enjoy the journey. Quite often, especially right now, I'm being asked, when will all of this end? When will all this madness end? And sometimes it's not always clear. When we look ahead, it's not always clear, and it's not always defining as to when a certain experience may come to a definitive end, if you will. I always equate the cycles of experience to be like the colors of the rainbow. If you're looking at a rainbow, you can see all the seven colors, and there is not necessarily a distinct line where one ends and one begins. It just kind of blends into one another. The red blends into the orange, orange into yellow, so on and so forth. We can astrologically see when a cycle of experience will be completing itself. And even once a cycle of experience has completed itself, there are still the lingering effects that sometimes continue on residually, especially when we are about to embark on a new journey and we do begin a new experience. There's a time of acclimation which is required for us so that we can adjust to the new experience. Today is March 24th, and I do observe that around the time of the next full moon, which is on April 7th of 2020, which is a significant lunation because it is triggering the energies of the July 4th, 5th lunar eclipse that is coinciding with the United States birthday. And that's another reason why we're experiencing so much change right now in our country. And so that we can fully, clearly understand the blessings of what we are experiencing right now, it is suggested that we are in the world and not of it. Regardless of all the chaos that is happening right now, the uncertainty, the fear, which I did touch upon in the previous video, fear which interferes, and it is my intention to create another video specifically addressing fear a little bit further along. And what I'm emphasizing at this moment is that regardless of the uncertainty, the chaos, the overwhelming fear that may be present in the outside world right now, there are underlying blessings that every one of us certainly will have the opportunity to embrace, perhaps later on, but even right now, when we allow ourselves to be in the world and not of it, to detach ourselves, be that active, detached participant. Allow Spirit to show you its higher insights. And as I said, in order for us to recognize and fully understand with clarity what Spirit is sharing with us, we need to be in a place of peacefulness within ourselves. There are many suggestions, many tools, an overwhelming sometimes amount of modalities which we can employ certainly to assist and facilitate that process of peacefulness. And I always suggest to always recognize whatever tool modality resonates with you that will allow you to experience, to enjoy the peacefulness in every moment of every day. And by being so, we certainly allow ourselves and enjoy the experience of being in the world and not of it. Another way of looking at this experience of being in the world and not of it is allowing yourself to be the calm in the center of a storm. Just imagine a great hurricane and how that massive event right in the center has a tiny eye. And imagine yourself just being in the center of all of that and watching all of the chaos just swirl around you, allowing yourself to be very, very peaceful. And in the eye of that storm, there is sunshine, there are pleasant temperatures for the most part. And every one of us, based upon our choices. Remember, we all have choices. Even in those moments when we say we don't have any choice, we're actually choosing to not have a choice. But we very much are at choice in all our experiences. When we become master of our destiny, we do recognize we are at choice in all our experiences. During these most unprecedented times of chaos, I suggest empowering yourself to be at choice and to choose peacefulness. And by being so, you allow yourself to be in the world and not of it. As I said earlier, observing all things from a place of love and non-judgment further allows Spirit to share with us that which we may not recognize. Whenever it is we have a preconceived notion of any experience, as well as the outcome of that experience, many times that perception may limit the actual blessings of the opportunity because we believe it needs to happen in a certain way. We believe certain things need to unfold in certain segments, A, B, C, and D. However, many times when we have those preconceived notions, they place many restrictions, especially on the spirit realm, and do not allow ourselves to really experience the most of the blessings that we are very much here to enjoy. As I said, even though there may not be, even though it may not seem as though there are many blessings to enjoy, when we look past the chaos, beyond the uncertainty, move past the fear, as I said, which interferes, Spirit will share with us its knowing of the blessings that are very much unfolding for us. Many times all of that chaos, it's a smokescreen. It's a distraction from allowing us to recognize really what we are being offered during a specific time event, whether it be personally or collectively as it is happening right now. We also don't always recognize how in certain experiences we are very much being protected from that which may harm us. Certainly right now, every one of us is in a place where we're suggested to remain in our homes. It's suggested that we detach ourselves from one another. Again, we go back to that dichotomy that I was referring to earlier. Having the opportunity right now to very much be in your home is an opportunity, one, to create a sanctuary in your home. Remember, I've said this many times as well. The home environment is a reflection of the energy that is germinating, manifesting, cultivating, sometimes even very tumultuous within each of the individual participants, occupants, of that home. If your home is in a place of peacefulness, this is a favorable opportunity to create a home that is very much a sanctuary. And again, by creating a place, a home environment that is a sanctuary, it also allows you to very much be in the world and not of it. The media, as well as other forms of misinformation, really are designed to create fear, to fortify fear and confusion. That fear and confusion does not allow you to be in the world and not of it. However, there is also much information that will inspire you through unconventional media forms to inspire you and continue assisting you on this journey. As I was saying, creating a home that is very, very peaceful, first by creating peace within yourself through modalities such as prayer or meditation, which we do believe are really just one and the same. It's all about connecting with a higher vibrational frequency, the higher source, that source which created all things, if you will. And when we allow ourselves to be very, very peaceful, certainly it allows us to be in the world and not of it. And also, too, it allows us to see things with great clarity. In moments of fear, it is certainly not suggested to really embark upon significant decisions, because the decision is really based on fear and not from a place of love. Whenever we experience tumultuous times, times of chaos, it is strongly advised and suggested to go within, create peacefulness. Then you know exactly what you need to do for yourself personally, your loved ones, or for anyone else for that matter who may also be looking to you for guidance and assistance. That home sanctuary, right now, the creation of that home sanctuary is very much a blessing that will rise out of these tumultuous times. Allowing yourself also in your home, bring nature into your home. The weather is going to be getting a little bit nicer, and certainly many of us will be enjoying times outside in nature. But we always suggest bring nature into your home. Plants, crystals, rocks, whatever resonates with you. Spirit is very present in nature, in the natural world. So certainly bringing those elements into the physical home also helps to bring spirit into our home. Again, fortifying that element of peacefulness within your home, allowing you to very much be in the world and not of it. Remember, whenever we have an experience, I've always said that a situation only becomes a problem when it's created into a problem. Again, if we observe any situation from a place of detachment, then we allow ourselves to really see the bigger picture, and we don't create it into a problem. A couple of suggestions that I will share with you to assist you in creating that place of being in the world and not of it. Every day, when you first wake up in the morning, allow yourself to be mindful of all the thoughts which may be bubbling to the surface. Those first moments are creative opportunities to really set the tone of our day. If you find yourself awakening with perhaps a negative, discordant thought, release it. Because in that moment, if negative thoughts are coming to the surface, they are being released. Many times we misinterpret the experience and just continually feeding those thoughts. And then we inadvertently create, or rather miscreate, experiences that we may not necessarily truly desire to enjoy. You see, whenever anything comes to the surface that way, for example, I've observed with clients, some have experiences where there's a part of the chart that connects with the subconsciousness. And many times when that sector of the chart is being stimulated, we are being given an opportunity to release fear. So fears will start coming to the surface. Perhaps even deep-seated emotions which we believe that we may have even forgotten about or even resolved. When we have an experience like that, I suggest that we allow ourselves to observe what it is that we are experiencing. Detach yourself from the memories of fear, emotions, or whatever it is that might be coming to the surface. Allow it to rise to the surface. Separate yourself from it. Observe, detach yourself from what you're being shown. And I believe it was Wayne Dyer who would always suggest, especially about fear, become curious about the fear. Allow yourself to become curious as to what is coming to the surface. So then you have the opportunity to release it and not necessarily reinforce it, which on a bigger picture, on a grander scale, that's actually what's happening right now in the outside world. And I touched upon it regarding the full moon of March 9th. There was a surge, a release of fear that has been dwelling in the deep, deep caverns of our subconscious collective self. And this was a release. The mistake, if you will, or the experience which is not necessarily serving a purpose, is that we're being too consumed by the fear, and we're being consumed by it, and we're not releasing it. Whenever fear comes to the surface, it's an opportunity to release it, let it go, clear yourself, cleanse yourself of the experience, detach yourself again from the fear, and then once again you allow yourself to be in the world and not of it. Also too, in the early parts of the day, engage in prayer or meditation. Remember, It's all one and the same. Prayer, meditation, quieting the mind, connecting with higher intelligence, connecting with a higher source, connecting with that source which created all things. Also, in those moments, in those first moments of the day, ask Spirit for protection. Over the years, I've suggested the reading material, Spiritual Protection, Spiritual Balancing by author Diana Burney, who elaborates very much on the subject of protecting ourselves, keeping ourselves grounded, keeping ourselves energetically clear, balanced. Diana has 3 wonderful books offering suggestions as to how to really incorporate the clearing, the grounding for yourself on a personal level. Also, every day, be in a place of gratitude. In one of Diana's books, she also suggests when we begin our day in gratitude, list 12 elements, 12 experiences, 12 blessings that are very much part of your life. Remember, wherever we direct our attention, that's what we're going to really fortify. So the more that you allow yourself to really direct your attention towards your blessings, you magnify all that which you already have and create more. Also, at the start of the day, set your intentions of what you may experience and what you would like to enjoy during the day. And always set all intentions from a place of love, because then everyone benefits from the intentions and all that you enjoy to experience. Also, be joyful. A few years back, I was facilitating a spiritual discussion group, and one of the topics one night was about just that, being in a place of joyfulness, and knowing that by you being joyful, it's actually not selfish. And by allowing yourself to be in that place of joy, you're vibrating, you're radiating that joy to all those around you and the other and the outer world. I suggested that if it brings you joy to be in a Starbucks and to enjoy a cup of coffee, allow yourself to have that experience, because by being in that place of joy, that's exactly what you're radiating to the outside world, joy, and you're contributing, creating, infusing joy in the outside world. When we allow ourselves to be consumed by all this fear and chaos, if we're not detached from it, we're only fueling the fear and chaos. Again, when we can separate from all of that, we are in the world and not of it. Also, it was the Buddha who said, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. By just being happy, you're happy, and creating happiness in all your experiences. Remember, we are visitors here on earth. This is not where we come from. So if we can just, again, be in the world and not of it, and just observe what's going on around us, not to separate ourselves from those experiences, not to be separate from humanity or one another, but to experience the diversity, the contrast, which our own unique colors allow this human experience to be a vibrant painting or photograph. So once again, to assist you through these most unprecedented times, I share with you just tiny fragments of the insights which certainly envelop me through most of my day so that I can continue inspiring you on your journey. I will dedicate time, as much time as possible, as my schedule allows, to creating more of these videos. Also, please forgive the rudimentary editing of these experiences. I'm only doing this right now. But my desire, my intention is to just inspire you, even for just a few moments, to recognize what is available for you to change any discordant energies, experiences, emotions, whatever that might be in your life. and to recognize that we are very much at choice how we will enjoy or not enjoy this human experience. It's all about perception. It's about being in the world and not of it. As I said, we don't originate on this planet. I believe we come from that place of joy, whether it be somewhere in the cosmos or who knows where. We can't really understand all of that right now. The universe is multifaceted. Rather, the multiverse is multifaceted. Where we actually originate, I'm not really sure. And I know while we're in this human form, I'm not sure if we really will have a clarity as to the actual origins. I think if we really understood that, we probably wouldn't want to be in this human form. But I do believe, and to offer a simple, rudimentary explanation, I believe that we've all come from a place of love. And while in this human form, we can certainly enjoy being in that place of love when we allow ourselves to be in the world and not of it. Once again, I thank you for allowing me this opportunity to share with you some of my insights. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I am dedicating more time to creating more material to continually inspire you and certainly allow you to recognize that every one of us are the masters of our destiny. That's also another great element that we are being given an opportunity to awaken to during these most profound times of the apocalypse revelations, as well as the Great Awakening. Namaste and many blessings, everyone. I'll see you again soon.